It was Halloween day, and I took my place in the circle that my kindergarten teacher asked us all to make. She then went on to ask us what we were going to be that day for Halloween. I heard many responses all around from my side of the classroom, the girls' side of the classroom. Rapunzel, Cinderella, Snow White, and Belle. And then I heard one boy shout out, "I'm going to be a stormtrooper." And with that, I yelled, "Me too!" And then all around my classroom, I was just stared at. "But you're going to be a stormtrooper? That's a boy's thing. You can't like boy things like Star Wars." I didn't know how to respond, but after plenty of thinking, I thought to myself, you don't have to be Scotch-Brite to enjoy SpongeBob or trained to like Thomas the Tank Engine, so why do you have to be a boy to like SpongeBob? The stereotypes that start in our nursery school chase us into our teen years and affect us for the rest of our lives. A young girl who assumes charge in her high school is called bossy, and a young woman who tries to do the exact same thing as a man earns the title nasty. The world need not be a completely fair place, and often isn't for many groups of people, even the so-called privileged white males. In many ways, women do many things that men choose to do. It is all because of the movement of feminism. Feminism is not misandry, as many people choose to disparage it. Feminism is not about claiming superiority over men, not at all. It is instead about claiming equality with men, because most feminists are women. The matter has mistakenly become a man-woman issue instead of a feminist, non-feminist one. This veils the ultimate matter of human rights with the sexual divide. I shall be the first to admit that there exists more than a few extremists who distract from the main and noble cause of feminism. But #KillAllMen is not an embodiment of female empowerment, but rather straightforward hate speech. There are plenty of men who work towards the idea of equality for women too. The idea of feminism and its relevance in modern society is a perfect idea to hold up to the Rotary four-way test. First off, is it the truth? Yes, it is. Feminism isn't dead. It is still evolving, and the issues facing the modern American woman are just as important today as they were in the mid-1800s. Before the first wave of feminism, women could not own property, earn wages for themselves, as they weren't allowed an education. And just a mere 100 years ago, they couldn't even vote. Once political equality was established, the second wave of feminism drew attention to issues of workplace inequalities, domestic violence, sexual assault and harassment, custody and divorce laws, and some would even argue that women weren't even allowed to be members of the Rotary International organization until 1987. An argument for working towards the equality for women still holds true even today. Is it fair to all concerned? A world in which a woman is equal to a man will do better for all. Women possess as much intellect, grit, determination, and aptitude as men do. Why would we as a nation not utilize that? As Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg observed in her book, Lean In, men outnumber women elected officials by over 70%. And on top of that, only 5% of Fortune's 500 CEOs are female. I can tell you all from personal experience that stereotypes of nerd and geek are deterring girls from seeking out a STEM education. Are young women fearful about how others will perceive them if they speak up, step out, and take a seat at the table and assert themselves? Is that why they don't step up into leadership positions? According to the United Nations statistics, in the United States, women earn 73 cents to every dollar that a male peer earns for doing the exact same work. There's not a single country that exists without a pay gap today. There are still entrenched ideas that doing housework and childcare are women's work. In fact, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, among 25 to 34-year-old couples, women work for almost 30 hours doing unpaid household work, while men only work for an average of 15 hours. How does this make the world a fair place for women to succeed in? Next, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Feminism is not just for women. The movement has resulted in many amazing thoughts and ideals for men too. The FMLA Act that was championed by the feminists allows for paternity leave for fathers as well as mothers. Having paternity leave for both genders allows a father to take his rightful role in his child's early developing life, and creates a more equitable balance of family for the mother, especially if she's working. In addition to this, when the U.S. Department of Defense decided to allow women onto the front lines in 2013, it opened up 237,000 military jobs that were previously off limits to females. which gave relief to male members of military both at home and on the front lines. Next, will be beneficial to all concerned. In many parts of the developing world, there are still many miles to go before we can achieve any sort of true equality. 15 million girls are sent into child marriage every year around the world. Female infanticide is also a problem as well, and 2/3 of all illiterate people globally are female. Feminism in these places is as basic as an access to education. If you educate a woman, you educate a nation. This can definitely be extended to bringing women to an equal status in everything in society. It is an attractive proposition. Invest in women and girls, and the benefits flow not only to them, but to everyone around them too. By nurturing women, we nurture the world. Thank you.